Wow, Nintendo, you dropped the ball. Nintendo just dropped. Well, they didn't drop. They announced this Nintendo Switch OLED model. Yes, that's how they. That's how they put. That's how they're gonna put it on the box. OLED model. Okay. Now this is not the Switch Pro. Not the Switch Pro. Okay, just gotta throw that up in the air. We've been waiting all these years, all these months, speculating all these weeks. 4K Switch, 4K docked. Yes, no bezels. Then, yes, everybody wants the Switch Pro. Yes, that's been a hot topic on the internet. Investors are asking questions about the new Switch and stuff because they want answers on where the hell their money is going. Now, I'm looking at this article from The Verge, and matter of fact, I was at work when the announcement happened and stuff. They want $350 for the Switch OLED model coming October 8th, right around the corner. Now, if you don't know, OLED is high quality screen. Okay, now listen, it's like those OLED TVs that look all nice and each pixel has each pixel is its own color. It's all fancy stuff, fancy smancy stuff. Okay, that's good, cool. 7-inch display, cool. No bezels, cool. 720p, 720p. You telling me we waited all these months, all these years, not 1080, we got 720p. I don't even know what to say at this point. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed, really. I'm just confused. I'm just really confused from the reports, from Bloomberg reports, reliable sources. I mean, in the state of gaming right now, 4K is technically the standard right now. A 4K TV is, you could get a 4K TV for like $150 right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the systems that are releasing are 4K capable, such as the PS5, the Series X. The Series X doesn't do 4K, but it's 2K. It's better than 1080 or 2K depending on the game, whatever. You know what I mean. Even last gen with the PS4 Pro, the Xbox One X, which was doing 4K. PS4 Pro was doing 4K checkerboarding, but hey, it's 4K. It runs on the TV, it looks nice, okay? Now, I would be fine if it was just 720p with a new graphics chip or a new NVIDIA chip. Wrong. Nintendo, they swindled us. They said, we're gonna catch our sucker fans, and we're gonna throw them an OLED screen, charge them $50 extra on top of what the original Switch cost, and give them a chip that doesn't even do nothing. It's the same chip. You paying for the same chip from the last Switch. You're basically playing on an old Switch with a new screen. It's like driving. How could I put this? You know what? It's like having a bootleg iPhone. It looks like an iPhone on the outside, but it's running Android. Yes. It's like those fake iPhones you get from what's that? What, Wish? That's what this is. It's a Wish product. Okay. Now, outside of the 7-inch 720p screen, the OLED display, they added in a LAN Ethernet port, so that way you could, instead of doing Wi-Fi, you could just plug it up. I mean, I don't use that because my router is nowhere next to my television, so I won't be using this. But I mean, it's cool that you guys have it now, 5 years later. I mean, hey, Ethernet ports were only made yesterday, I guess. My 360 had an Ethernet port. Like, what? Like, Nintendo, think. You gave us an Ethernet port. I think I would have just took the NVIDIA chip. I would have just took the 1080 display first before the Ethernet port. Like, come on now. All right. This was a smack to the face. So for the internal storage, 64 gigabytes. 64. Yes. An upgrade from the 32 gigabytes. Wow. Wow, Nintendo. You couldn't give us 128. You gave us 64. Listen, I'm confused because the games that are releasing, since they require a lot of optimization and all this yada 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 crap that's going on in their development studios, the games are coming out to 16 gigs, 20 gigs. Freaking basketball games is like 30 gigs, and then you got to do updates on top of that. That's like 10 extra gigs. Like, at this point, you need a memory stick. We know that already. But the fact that you giving us 64 gigabytes is like a slap in the face. Granted, 32 gigs, you could probably only have like 2 or 3 games if they're third party. And if it's like first party games, you could get a couple since they're optimized correctly. But 64 gigs? What? What? You know, I'm confused. Yes, Nintendo is on they're on their BS right now. Okay. It says they're mentioning the 1080p via HDMI for the TV mode, which is the same thing that we had on a regular Switch. It's not a 4K output like everyone was hoping. So you're saying we waited all this time so I could dock my Switch and get the same display. You're paying for the OLED display, but when you go to dock it, you're still getting the regular 1080p that you was getting on the last Switch. What? For this, you should have just made it a OLED Switch Lite. Yeah, that's what you should have did. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I'm trying to make it make sense. And on top of that, there's no internal changes to the CPU, the memory, no RAM. It's basically a Switch. That's what it is. It's a iPhone case with an Android phone in it. This is ludicrous. I'm trying to figure this out. Like, it's the same thing. Oh, and they added a new stand finally. Thank God. They switched the stand so it folds out similar to like the Microsoft Surface tablets. Cool, but that doesn't justify the $50 price increase. Nintendo, do you guys understand that a stand doesn't equate for that? The OLED display, you guys want a round of applause for that? Are you serious? When the PS Vita released, it had an OLED screen day one. Day one. I get it. The Switch was more like, to me, it was more like a testing after the Wii U to see how the market would react to it. But you guys should have been did this. Okay? If you was going to put OLED, you should have did the 4K output. You feel me? You should have did something. Like, you should have did something with the chipset. Alright? It's a smack in the face to the customers. Alright? Oh, they made the dock look pretty now. It looks more high quality, I guess. Yeah, and there's vents on the back of the thing, I guess for airflow. They removed the USB port, added the Ethernet port. Like, and they want $350 for this? I don't know, man. Like, I really want, I want the Switch just to see how the OLED screen looks. But it's a smack in the face to me. It's a smack in the face to you. You should feel offended as a customer because y'all waited this long, and your Switch system, as the days go by, are getting more obsolete. That's what people don't understand. They're getting obsolete as new games come out, as new systems are. Well, they already released. If they plan on doing another revision in 2 years, there will be another console or probably in the works of a revision to the PS5 or the Series X. That will already be in development. Nintendo will already be behind. Games are not going to come to the Switch. Okay, for next generation, well, for this generation, I can't see any game coming. I'm sorry. Yeah, we got Mortal Kombat, we got Doom Eternal, we got regular Doom, we had The Witcher. These are games from last gen. That's cool. That's cool. I don't see anything coming to this this Switch from this generation, from the PS5 and Series X generation. I'm sorry. Okay, if Microsoft could get freaking next gen games running on a base DVR Xbox One, there should be no reason why Nintendo can't go in their little factory and produce a console that's $400 that can freaking at least just do 1080 on a freaking in handheld mode. 1080. That's what we're asking. 1080p handheld 4K dock. That's it. It's no reason why my iPad should run better than the Switch. There's no reason why I should be able to play Gears of War from my freaking iPhone or from my iPad with no problem. And a freaking Switch can't even get a simple chip upgrade just so it can have a stable frame rate in certain games. Well, there you go. You don't got a Switch Pro. You got a Switch Oled, $350. Yeah, you guys know I'm mad. Are you guys copping this? Listen, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's your boy Mark Scott, aka the Caramel Poppy. I'm out. Hold up.